Hi guys, I just wanted to talk about my Canada Cup run and why I think I performed better that weekend. So that weekend I was actually teaming with both MK Leo in Smash 4 and Leffen in Melee, and me and Leo have teamed before, but me and Leffen have actually never teamed, not even in a friendly before, and we were surprised to find that our first time teaming together ever, we actually were able to beat Armada's team, Team UGS. We won 3-2 the first set, and then I had to go to Smash 4. And then, like, I wasn't warmed up in that game, and me and Leo actually lost our set to Supergirl Kel's team. And then I was in a losers bracket, so then I had to finish Melee. We got 3-0'd the first set, but we came back 3-2. I believe that's most likely because I wasn't, like, fully warmed up in Melee because I was playing Smash 4 for a bit, and switching back and forth was difficult. But, so yeah. Me and Leffen, we beat them 3-2, lost 3-0, and then won 3-2 again. Then Melee doubles were over, and I went on to Smash 4 dubs, and then I had time to get like more used to the game, and I was getting more warmed up and used to Smash 4 specifically, and me and Leo managed to come back and win the whole tournament. So it can show that it can kind of show two things, that it's difficult to switch games, but it's also very possible at the same time, and it also shows, I guess, me and Leffen's combination is very strong, even though we've never even teamed in a friendly before. We ended up beating probably the current ranked 1 static team, which I thought was pretty cool. So then on singles, I was doing pretty good. I beat Weon X 3-0, beat KJH 3-0, and then top 8 was the next day. I had to fight Leffen, and he beat me pretty bad 3-1. I was missing a lot of tech, and he was really on point. So I actually felt like I wasn't playing that good, and I felt like, man, I might get like 3rd, 4th, or 5th at this tournament. So that was actually my mindset at the time, to be honest. So that's why I was surprised that I managed to gain momentum and come back and win the tournament. So I think it might have to do with, like, if I had defeated my previous opponent, like, in a manner I felt solid, maybe that gave me a confidence boost. I'm not really sure. So I ended up having to fight Kage, and Kage had beaten Android and Kirby Kaze, I think 3-0 and 3-1 each that tournament. Or maybe 3-1 each that tournament, something like that, I don't remember. So he beat those other 2 Sheiks. So I was surprised to find I was able to beat him pretty solidly 3-0. Then I fought Nun, who usually goes even with me in tournament sets. I went Sheik and Marth. My Marth lost the last hit game, but then my Sheik won all 3 games. Fairly solidly, I would say. Like, not by a lot, but solidly. So I won that set 3-1. And then I had to fight Armada. I had no idea if Armada or Leffen won their set. After rewatching on YouTube, I noticed that Armada couldn't ledge dash off the ledge. So every time Leffen would get Armada to the ledge, Armada wouldn't be able to ledge dash on. Of course, I didn't figure it out till after turn watching VODs, but just worth noting. So I had to fight Armada. He went Peach, of course, especially because his Fox couldn't ledge dash at that moment. He wasn't warmed up enough with the ledge dashing, I suppose. And I managed to win the set 3-2, but I felt like, even though it was a 3-2, I felt like it was a solid 3-2 because all 3 games that I won were like not that close. Like the closest game of the 3 that I won was like Battlefield was like 1 stock, like 20 damage or something, and the other 2 games I won were like I think 2 stocks each. And the final game on game 5, which I usually lose on Fountain, I managed to win. I think it was like 2 stock mid%. So I thought that I had like a solid victory. Like I didn't feel like I was unlucky or lucky in any way. I felt like it was just normal tournament luck or just not getting unlucky. And then I felt like I was just, on that particular day, I was the better player. Like on the average weekend, yeah, Armada's the better player. But I was playing better than average, I think. And as far as turn standards go, at least. And I felt like I was just the better player on that particular day. So I felt like, oh man, I can beat anyone on this day. And so I was confident no matter who I had to fight. And I had to fight Leffen next, which I of course knew because Armada and Leffen were already in the top 3. And I managed to, I think I triple 2-stocked him the first 3 games. And I felt like it would be fun to just spike him at the very bottom of the fountain the first game. I didn't have to do it, I was just like, but why not? Like, if you can go for extra swag and style, why not just do it? So then I was doing like crazy stuff. Like, that whole tournament I was doing things like a lot of Ken combos. I called Armada's turnips and threw it back, including a Stitch face, although, to be honest, that was an accident. Like, I thought it was a normal turnip. I didn't know it was going to be a Stitch, so it was better than I expected. I did up smash kills, side B spikes. Like, I was doing a lot of 0 to deaths and really cool stuff. So I won set 1, 2-stock 3 times. Then set 2, we just went into it. And I won the first 2 games. And then on game 3, it was Dreamland, and it was a close game, and he won. And then on FD, I was about to win, because I was up 2-stock to 1, and I was going for an edge guard. And I pressed right on the C-stick to do a forward smash, and my controller decided to down smash instead. That ended up getting me up smashed, and then he outplayed my last stock. And then it was 2-2, but I was like, in my mind, normally a lot of people would be like, oh man, I wasted that. Now I might lose the tournament. And I'll admit that that was also going through my mind. However, I was also like, man, today I'm just the better player. Like, if I play normal, the way I'm playing today, I can just beat anyone. And that was kind of like just unlucky that my C-stick happened to do that. I'll just play good again and win. And that's what I went into match 5 thinking. And then I ended up winning match 5 by, it was like 3-stock 20 damage or something, like 10 or 20 damage. So, and then I won the tournament. So I thought that was pretty cool. I actually talked to Armada about it later. It was like, asked him, why do you think I did so good? And he said that I'm a very emotionally momentum-based player. So like, if I think things are going right for me, or if I convince myself that I'm like the best player, or convince myself, oh, I'm playing really good, I'd go into the next rounds with like confidence. So Armada believes that my mindset was a big factor into like finally like not holding myself back. Like I do a lot of turns unintentionally, I was able to win the tournament. So that was in terms of the competition, it was pretty big victory because I had to go through None, who beats me like half the time, Armada, who usually beats me, and Leffen, who was just beating everybody else and sent me to losers. So that was at least 3 solid victories in a row. And I beat Kage too, but I actually feel like Ganon Sheik, you shouldn't really lose that. But he did beat Kirby Cause and Android, so that would also be a solid win due to that. So yeah, that's my Canada Cut run. I felt like it was pretty interesting that I did like extra good on that weekend. I believe it was like mindset, momentum based. I also think another factor was the fact that I was using mostly Marth that weekend and a bit of Sheik. Like yeah, I need Sheik for like, you know, like Ganon and Falcon and stuff. But I know I focused on Marth more because Armada and Leffen, I would use Marth against them. So I focused Marth mainly on the last like 24 hours of or especially the last 2 days after doubles ended. I focused more on Marth because I knew that the 2 best players at the tournament will, like, I have to go through them with Marth. Like, you can't avoid that if you're trying to win the tournament. So I felt like being able to use a lot of Marth was a factor that helped me do good.